Focus on your future, not your past. Everyone, let me begin with a simple truth. We all have a past. Some parts of it we're proud of, and others, well, we'd rather leave behind. But here's what I want you to walk away with today. Your past is a chapter, not your whole story. The most important thing you can do for yourself right now is this: focus on your future, not your past. Let's talk about 6 powerful reasons why. We all have moments in our past that we wish we could change. Mistakes we regret, words we wish we hadn't said, opportunities we missed, or paths we shouldn't have taken. These experiences, no matter how painful or shameful they may feel, are part of our story. But here's the truth that often gets forgotten. Your past is a lesson, not a life sentence. You are not defined by your lowest moments. You are not trapped by the decisions you made when you didn't know better. You are not bound to repeat what broke you. The past may have shaped you, but it does not own you. It's there to guide you, not to imprison you. Every experience, good or bad, carries a lesson: that failed relationship. It taught you what love is not, that career misstep. It helped you find your real passion. That season of pain, of loss, of doubt. It built resilience. You may not have wanted the experience, but if you're honest, it probably grew you in ways that nothing else could have. The danger comes when we stop seeing the past as a teacher and start letting it become a cage. We replay memories over and over, punishing ourselves with guilt, shame, or what-ifs. We let old versions of ourselves haunt our progress, whispering that we'll never change, never heal, never rise above what we've done. But that's not truth, that's fear talking. Imagine if every person who ever made a mistake was permanently defined by it. Imagine if no one was allowed to grow beyond who they once were. The world would be a very hopeless place. Growth, redemption, and second chances wouldn't exist, but they do. They exist because we're human. Because we're meant to evolve, and because your story is allowed to change direction. Some people will try to keep you in your past. They'll remind you of your failures, label you based on what you did years ago, or doubt your growth because they haven't seen it themselves. But just because someone else is stuck in your past doesn't mean you have to be. Their view of you is limited by their own perspective, and it is not your job to shrink yourself to fit their outdated expectations. What matters more than what you've done is what you do next, how you respond, what you learn, who you become. Owning your past is powerful not because it defines you, but because it reminds you how far you've come. It humbles you, it grounds you, it keeps you human, but it does not get to dictate your worth or limit your future. Forgiveness, especially of yourself, is one of the most powerful tools in moving forward. We often find it easier to extend grace to others than to give it to ourselves. But you can't heal what you keep condemning. You have to let go of the version of you who didn't know better, and instead honor the version of you who's learning, growing, and trying again. The past is over. You can't rewrite it, but you can rewrite your response to it. You can stop replaying that same story and start creating a new one. You can take the wisdom from your experiences and use it to help others, to avoid old patterns, and to build a life that reflects who you truly are. So don't hide from your past, learn from it. Don't fear it, face it. But above all, don't live in it. You have too much ahead of you to keep looking behind you. Let every scar be a reminder not of your failure, but of your healing. Let every memory be a marker of growth. Let every lesson be the foundation you build your future on, because your past might have been messy, but it made you wise. It might have been painful, but it made you strong. And it might have been dark, but it prepared you to shine brighter. You are not sentenced to live in yesterday. You are free to rise today and build something beautiful tomorrow. There's something incredibly powerful in realizing that your story isn't finished yet. No matter how many mistakes you've made, how far you feel you've fallen, or how stuck you might feel in this moment, your future is still unwritten, and that means anything is still possible. Life isn't a script that's been handed to you with a fixed ending. You're not bound to repeat the same patterns or live the same story. You are the author. You hold the pen. Every decision you make today is another sentence in the next chapter. Every step forward, no matter how small, is progress toward the life you're meant to live. It's easy to feel like the past has already decided who we are and where we're going. But the past only has power if you keep handing it the pen. Maybe you've failed before. Maybe you've been heartbroken, disappointed, or let down. Maybe your dreams didn't work out the way you hoped. That doesn't mean your story is over. It means you've got more to write and more to become. So many people stop chasing their future because they think it's too late. But here's the truth, it's only too late if you stop believing in what's possible. As long as you're breathing, there is time to shift, time to grow, time to dream again. The future doesn't care how long it took you to get here, it only cares what you do with this moment right now. Sometimes we look ahead and feel overwhelmed by how far we still have to go. The dreams seem too big. The path seems unclear. But you don't need to have every step mapped out. You just need to know the direction you want to move in. Clarity comes through action. Confidence comes through movement. And purpose shows up when you keep showing up. The beauty of an unwritten future is that you get to fill it with the things that matter most to you. You can choose peace over pressure, healing over hiding, growth over comfort. You don't have to repeat cycles that left you empty. You don't have to settle for the life someone else imagined for you. You can redefine success, joy, love, and purpose in your own terms. Your future is full of things you haven't experienced yet, people you haven't met, places you haven't gone, passions you haven't discovered, strengths you haven't unlocked. There's an entire world within you that's still unfolding. But you'll never get to see it if you convince yourself that your best days are behind you. Maybe life hasn't gone how you planned. Maybe there were detours, heartbreaks, or unexpected endings. But even the detours carry purpose. Even the delays taught you something. And maybe, just maybe, they weren't endings, but redirections towards something better than you imagined. There's nothing wrong with dreaming new dreams. There's nothing wrong with changing course. There's nothing wrong with letting go of what no longer fits and embracing a future that feels uncertain but full of possibility. Unwritten doesn't mean unclear, it means open. It means limitless. It means yours to create. You don't have to have all the answers. You just need to keep asking the right questions. What kind of life do I want to build? Who do I want to become? What values do I want to live by? What would I chase if I wasn't afraid? The future isn't guaranteed, and that's what makes it so precious. You get this one life, and the chance to make it meaningful. The power to choose your direction is in your hands right now. Not tomorrow, not next year, now. So write boldly, live intentionally, and don't let the noise of fear or doubt silence your voice. You get to create a future that feels right for you, not based on what the world expects, but based on what your soul knows you were meant for. There is more for you, more to dream, more to build, more to become. Because your future is still unwritten and the pen is in your hands. We've all heard the phrase, growth takes time. But the real truth is that growth isn't just about time, it's about motion. You see, growth happens when you move forward. Not when you sit still, not when you wait for the perfect moment, not when you stand still, stuck in the past. Growth is an active process, driven by action, courage, and the willingness to step outside your comfort zone. It's easy to get caught in the trap of thinking that growth happens only during periods of rest or reflection. While those things are important, they don't lead to growth on their own. Reflection helps you learn from the past, but it's what you do with that knowledge, the forward movement, that allows real transformation to take place. Think of growth like a plant. A seed doesn't grow by staying in the same spot. It needs water, sunlight, and, most importantly, space to stretch upward. It needs to push through the soil, fight against resistance, and grow taller to reach the sky. That's how growth works in your life too. It's not easy. It's not always comfortable, but forward motion is what drives you toward becoming the best version of yourself. How many times have you caught yourself wishing for change, hoping things would improve, but found yourself still stuck in the same place? The truth is, wishing won't make it happen. Action will. You won't see the results you desire until you take a step, however small, toward what you want to become. If you're waiting for the perfect circumstances, the perfect timing, or the perfect opportunity, you'll be waiting forever. Growth doesn't wait for perfection. It happens when you take imperfect action and keep moving forward, no matter how uncertain the path may seem. The journey won't always be linear either. Growth doesn't happen in a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, setbacks, and unexpected detours. But each step, whether forward or sideways, is still progress. Every small win, every failure, every lesson learned is a part of your growth. Movement is progress. Whether you're moving forward or sideways, you're always learning. The key is to keep moving, not to stop. The biggest barrier to growth often comes from within our own fears, doubts, and insecurities. It's easy to be afraid of failure. It's easy to guess ourselves, to stay comfortable, to procrastinate. But when you let fear dictate your actions, you hold yourself back from experiencing the growth you deserve. Fear might keep you safe for a while, but it also keeps you small. It prevents you from stepping into your full potential. To grow, you have to be willing to take risks. You have to be willing to step into the unknown, to trust yourself, and to face discomfort head on. It's the uncertainty that creates room for expansion. If you want to reach new heights, you have to be willing to leave behind the ground you've known and climb higher, even when the view seems blurry or unclear. The future is full of uncertainty, but it's also full of potential, and it's the courage to step forward that allows you to tap into that potential. The moment you decide to move forward, no matter how small the step, you start building momentum. You stop waiting for external circumstances to change, and instead, you take control of your own growth. Even the smallest movement, like reading a book, making one healthy choice, or taking a step toward a goal, creates forward momentum. That momentum is like a snowball. It builds and gains power, helping you take on bigger challenges and achieve greater things as you go. If you want to experience real growth, you have to embrace discomfort. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Growth thrives in the spaces where you feel uncertain, challenged, and stretched. It's in those moments when you feel like giving up, when you feel like you're not enough, that the real magic happens. Because in those moments, you're growing your strength, resilience, and perseverance. Think about all the times you faced adversity in the past. Every challenge, every setback, every time you doubted yourself, those were all moments that shaped you into the person you are today. And that's why growth happens in forward motion. It's the challenges, the obstacles, the mistakes that teach you who you are and what you're capable of. If you never face resistance, you'll never know just how strong you can become. Growth is about evolution, about becoming more than you were yesterday. And it only happens when you continue to move, continue to push, continue to stretch beyond what you thought was possible. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. It's not about waiting for the right moment. It's about creating that moment by moving forward, one step at a time. Remember, growth is not an event, it's a process. It's not a place you arrive at. It's a journey that never truly ends. So start moving today. Step forward, take action, and trust that with each step, you're becoming exactly who you're meant to be. Regret is one of the heaviest emotions we carry. It's that lingering feeling of wishing we had done things differently, made better choices, or acted with more courage. We look back at mistakes, missed opportunities, or paths not taken, and wonder what might have been if only we had chosen differently. But here's the thing, regret doesn't serve us. It doesn't change the past, and it doesn't help us grow. All regret does is drain our energy, leaving us stuck in the past, unable to fully embrace the present or move toward the future. Regret is like a weight on your shoulders. Every time you dwell on what you should have done, you give away your energy to something you cannot change. Every thought of "I wish I had," or "if only I had," pulls you deeper into a cycle of self, blame, and frustration. It can cloud your judgment, paralyze your decisions, and leave you feeling powerless. The more you focus on regret, the less mental and emotional energy you have for the possibilities of today and tomorrow. But here's the powerful truth: vision creates energy. When you focus on your vision for the future, on the person you want to become, and on the life you want to create, you unlock a wellspring of motivation and purpose that propels you forward. Vision is the opposite of regret. It's forward, focused, expansive, and empowering. Where regret keeps you stuck in the past, vision moves you into the future. It fills you with energy because it's tied to your goals, your dreams, and your potential. The difference between living in regret and living with vision is the difference between being drained and being energized. Vision fuels you. It wakes you up in the morning with purpose. It helps you push through the hard times, knowing that each step you take is moving you closer to something meaningful. Regret, on the other hand, leaves you feeling exhausted. It's like trying to move forward with a heavy burden on your back. You can't fully engage with life when your energy is tied to past mistakes and missed chances. To live with vision is to live with intention. It's about choosing where you want to go, who you want to become, and why it matters. When you have a clear vision of your future, you have a direction. Every decision becomes easier because it's guided by your vision. You can align your actions, your time, and your energy with the goals you're striving for. Your vision is your compass, keeping you on track even when life throws challenges your way. The power of vision is that it pulls you forward. It's not about waiting for things to fall into place. It's about creating a future that excites you. Your vision doesn't have to be fully mapped out. It just needs to be clear enough to guide you in the right direction. When you focus on what you want to create, instead of what you wish you could change, you find the energy to move through obstacles, to rise after setbacks, and to keep going when things get tough. Here's something to remember. The past is already written. No matter how many times you replay it in your mind, you can't rewrite it. But the future is unwritten, and you have the pen in your hand. Regret keeps you trapped in a story that's already been told. Vision, on the other hand, gives you the power to write a new chapter, to create a new narrative for your life. It's not about forgetting your past, it's about choosing not to let it dictate your future. When you begin to shift your focus from regret to vision, you reclaim your energy. You stop wasting time on what-ifs and start channeling your efforts into what's next. Instead of asking yourself, "Why didn't I do this earlier?" ask yourself, "What can I do now to move closer to my goals?" Vision redirects your focus from past failures to present opportunities. It's not about being perfect, it's about being purposeful. Living with vision means you stop allowing regret to dominate your thoughts and emotions. You understand that mistakes and setbacks are part of the journey, but they do not have to define you. Every moment of regret is an opportunity to reframe the situation and ask, "What have I learned? How can I grow from this?" Vision allows you to turn those lessons into fuel for your future rather than chains that bind you to the past. To truly harness the power of vision, you must trust that your future is worth your energy. You must believe that you have the capacity to create the life you desire. It's about stepping into your own potential and knowing that, with each new day, you have the ability to make decisions that align with your higher purpose. Regret will always try to creep, and that's part of being human. But when you choose vision, you choose forward movement. You choose energy over exhaustion. You choose a life of purpose, direction, and fulfillment over one of stagnation. So let go of the weight of regret. Shift your focus to the vision that excites you. The future is yours to create, and it starts the moment you decide to stop giving your energy to the past. It's easy to get caught up in the story of who you were. You look back at past versions of yourself, the person you were a year ago, 5 years ago, or even 10, and sometimes it feels like that person defines you. We all carry pieces of our past with us, the lessons, the failures, the victories, the growth. But here's the key to unlocking your true potential. You are not who you were, you are who you're becoming. We often fall into the trap of identifying too strongly with our past selves. We label ourselves based on past mistakes, old failures, or even past successes. But the truth is, the person you were yesterday doesn't have to dictate who you are today or who you will be tomorrow. You are a work in progress, and that's something to embrace, not fear. Who you were doesn't define you. Who you are becoming does. You have the power to shape your future, to evolve into the person you want to be. That's the beauty of life. There's always room for reinvention. Every single day is an opportunity to take one more step toward the person you want to become, to align more closely with the vision you have for your life. This idea of becoming is essential to understanding who we truly are. It's about shedding the old layers, letting go of past identities that no longer serve us, and stepping into a more authentic version of ourselves. We are not stagnant. We are constantly evolving, but the key to this transformation lies in how we view our past and how we choose to move forward. The truth is, the mistakes you made in the past don't determine your worth. We all make missteps, sometimes big ones, but they are not permanent markers of who we are. They are simply experiences that contribute to our growth. When we focus too much on who we used to be, we limit our potential. The person you were is simply the sum of the choices you've made up until now. But your future is full of endless possibilities, shaped by the choices you make moving forward. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that because we made certain decisions or failed at something, it means we are doomed to repeat those mistakes. But that's not true. You can choose differently. You can decide that today is a new day. Every decision you make from this moment on has the potential to shift your trajectory and move you closer to the person you are becoming. Sometimes the hardest part is forgiving yourself for past mistakes. We hold on to guilt, shame, and self-judgment for too long. We cling to the person we were because we believe that's the version of ourselves we deserve to be. But holding on to that past version of you only keeps you stuck. It's only when you let go of who you were with compassion, with understanding that you can make room for who you're becoming. Your past doesn't need to be a weight around your neck. It can be a teacher, a guide, a part of your story, but not the story itself. When you begin to embrace the idea that you are not defined by your past, you start to live with a sense of freedom. You realize that you don't have to carry the weight of previous failures or regrets. You can move forward with the understanding that your past is just a series of experiences that have shaped you, but they don't have to limit you. You are free to grow, change, and evolve into the person you are meant to be. Part of this process is about acknowledging that growth takes time, and sometimes it comes in waves. There will be moments of doubt, moments when you feel like you're not moving fast enough, or that you're still stuck in the past version of yourself. But those moments are just that, moments. They do not define you. What defines you is your commitment to moving forward. Even the smallest steps matter. Each day is a new opportunity to align yourself with the future version of yourself, the person you are becoming. It's also important to remember that growth isn't linear. There will be setbacks. There will be moments when you feel like you've taken 2 steps backward for every step forward. But that doesn't mean you're not growing. It means you're learning. It means you're evolving. And sometimes those setbacks are exactly what you need to shift your perspective and get back on track. Growth is messy, but it's always moving you toward the person you are meant to become. So, let go of the old narratives that tie you to your past. Stop identifying with the mistakes, the failures, or even the successes that no longer align with who you want to be. Instead, choose to focus on the person you are becoming. Choose to embrace the unknown and step into your potential with confidence. Because ultimately, who you are becoming is a reflection of the choices you make today. You are not who you were. You are not bound to the limitations of your past. You are free to shape your future. You are free to become the best version of yourself. The journey of becoming is a beautiful, ever-evolving process, and it starts with the belief that you have the power to transform. Your past was just one chapter. The next chapter, it's yours to write. Your destiny isn't a random, abstract concept. It is a powerful force, the culmination of your choices, your dreams, your aspirations, and your potential. It is the path you are walking toward, the life you are gradually creating. And because it is so important, it deserves your attention. Every moment you spend on this earth is a step closer to it, and the energy you give to shaping that path is the energy that drives you closer to your purpose. Too often, we get caught up in the demands and distractions of daily life. We focus on the immediate, the to-do lists, the obligations, the short-term goals, and we forget about the long-term. We forget about the bigger picture. We forget that beneath all of this, there is a destiny waiting for us to step into. But here's the truth. Your destiny is calling, and it deserves your attention. The life you dream of, the future you desire, requires intention and focus to manifest. You can't afford to ignore it. Your destiny is not just something that happens to you. It is something you create with every choice you make, with every step you take, and with every thought you entertain. The energy you put into your future shapes that future. If you want to live a life of purpose and fulfillment, you have to give your destiny the attention it requires. You can't expect to drift through life, reacting to circumstances, and hope to end up where you truly want to be. Success, growth, and fulfillment don't happen by accident. They happen when you actively align yourself with your purpose. One of the most powerful things you can do for your destiny is to begin to treat it as a priority. So many of us spend our time focusing on everything except what truly matters to us. We get lost in the noise, caught up in the expectations of others, or consumed by distractions. But each day that you spend ignoring your destiny is a day that you don't get back. Your time is your most valuable resource, and how you use it will determine the trajectory of your life. When you give your destiny the attention it deserves, you make conscious choices about how to spend your time, your energy, and your focus. You begin to prioritize your dreams over distractions, your purpose over your fears, and your long-term vision over your short-term comfort. This shift in focus is transformative. It moves you from a reactive mindset to an intentional one, where you are actively working toward the life you know you are meant to live. This doesn't mean ignoring the present or neglecting the tasks that need to be done. It means finding a balance, making sure that the small, everyday decisions align with your bigger goals. When you give your destiny your attention, you begin to ask yourself powerful questions. What am I doing today to move closer to my dreams? How can I align my actions with my purpose? What kind of future do I want to create, and what choices will get me there? These questions guide you, shape your decisions, and keep you focused on your path. One of the reasons we don't always give our destiny the attention it deserves is because it's easy to get lost in doubt and fear. The future can feel uncertain, and it's tempting to procrastinate or avoid thinking about what we truly want. But the truth is, your destiny is waiting for you to take action. Every small step you take toward it creates momentum. It's when you put off that attention, when you ignore the calls of your dreams, that you lose the power to influence your future. The longer you wait to give your destiny your full attention, the longer you delay your own growth. It's also important to remember that your destiny doesn't look the same for everyone. Your path is uniquely yours, and it deserves your dedication. Just because someone else's life looks a certain way doesn't mean that's your path too. The comparison trap is one of the biggest distractions we face today. But when you focus on your own journey, on what truly matters to you, you begin to see that the only person you need to be is the best version of yourself. Your destiny doesn't require you to be anyone else. It requires you to be unapologetically and fully you. Your destiny is a process, not a destination. It's about the person you are becoming as much as the things you are achieving. The attention you give to your destiny is an investment in yourself, in your growth, your values, and your potential. The more you focus on what you truly want to create, the more you begin to see opportunities that align with that vision. The universe responds to focus. When you give your attention to what you desire, doors begin to open, paths become clearer, and energy flows in your direction. Remember, you are the architect of your destiny. The life you want doesn't happen by chance, it happens by choice. Your attention shapes your reality. When you invest your energy in your dreams, when you focus on the bigger picture, you start to build the life that reflects your true potential. So, ask yourself today, what are you doing to give your destiny the attention it deserves? What small steps can you take to align yourself with the life you dream of? Because the reality is your destiny is already here. It's unfolding with every choice you make. Give it the attention it deserves and watch it unfold into the future you were meant to create. Thanks for watching.